Yo, what's going on? How are you doing today? Welcome to the Risen Fallen Podcast. I am your host, Mark Hendrickson. If you're brand new to this show, then what you can expect is an open and authentic conversation about, things like mental health, self-development, how to get your life moving in the right direction. If you're not feeling good about where you are right now, at least having the confidence knowing that you are moving one step closer every single day, 1% better, 1%, inching your way closer to the life that you'd like to lead, the person you'd like to be, the people you'd like to surround yourself with, the stuff you'd like to be doing, and the places you'd like to be doing them in. Just making your life a little bit more meaningful and feeling like you've got some sort of a purpose in this world, a meaning to your life, a reason to be around. And on that note, happy August 10th. It's August 10th when this episode drops. It's actually the 8th. So today, as I record this, it's the morning time. I'm sipping some coffee. I just went for a little jog, and I'm ready to rock and roll, dude. I'm feeling good. And so last weekend, I was supposed to go for a jog with a buddy of mine, and things happen, life happens, doesn't happen, right? The plans get canceled, whatever it is. And so I decide, I'm going to go to, actually, it might not even have been the same day, but I don't think it really matters. Shout out to my buddy, but I'm not going to call him out by name, but you know who you are. But anyways, a different day, actually. It was actually the next morning. I decided I'm going to go and do something I don't normally do. I'm going to go and run at the track, and then they've got a pool right next door. They've got a sauna and a cold plunge, etc. So I'm like, I'm going to go hit the pool after, the track, and then hit the sauna and the steam room and the cold plunge after, get a good little day out of it, And so I get to the track and I decide, I'm going to push myself a little bit more today. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. Normally I go for runs. It's usually somewhere between 5 and 10K. And then, every now and then I feel like I'm a fit guy just because I can rip a little half marathon every now and then. Like every month or two, I'll just go for a little half marathon, or I'll just do, so that kind of, led me to believe, I'm pretty fit. I'm good, And so I get to the park, I get to the track. I'm running. I think I ran like 4 or 5K. And then I was like, I'm going to do some sprints, some like intervals, really push myself. And I do again, it's not like that much, right? Like, it's like, I think I did like 500-meter sprints. And I don't know if that's a lot or far or whatever, if you're not supposed to do that many or that far, or if there's an easier way to inch your way into sprinting. But dude, I'm going to tell you, I have not sprinted like a full-on sprint in probably almost a year. I've been kind of focused a lot more on rehabbing my shoulder after surgery this year. And so, it just hasn't been a priority. Any running that I've been doing has been pretty low intensity just because of like the swinging of the arms. And so it's just been a lot of jogging and then a lot of like resistance bands, physio stuff. Anyways, like I said, the last like couple months, all I've been focusing on really is just like going on jogs and rehabbing my shoulder. And I get this wise idea: go to the track and do something I don't normally do, and do some sprints. I want to push myself. I want to really get some progress going. And really, honestly, I just wanted to get after it. I wanted to challenge myself, blow off some steam, right? And dude, even after stretching and sitting in the sauna after these sprints, literally the next day, it was like 48 hours of like the DOMS. So bad, dude. I was out of commission. I've run, half marathons or marathons, and then gone and jogged a 10K, maybe the following day or maybe 2 days after. I've recovered from so much more exercise than these 5 sprints, so much faster in the past. And these ones, just, dude, I was knocked out. I was just destroyed. My legs were completely fried. And so it really got me thinking, because I was driving to go see Pat Koo, and he's been on the friend of the show. He's been on the podcast a couple times, and he's been helping me a ton with my shoulder. So shout out to him. But I'm driving to his place and I'm sitting there thinking man, I can't believe these sprints fried me so bad. I'm really out of shape. And then, again, the other side of me, it's like that little debate in your head going off. It's like, you're not really out of shape. Like, you're pretty capable. You're pretty, like, you need to give yourself a little bit more credit. You exercise every single day. And then I was like, the other side, back to the first side, goes, yeah, but dude, like five like 40, could have been 40-meter sprints. I could have this completely wrong. I could have just been like completely gaslighting myself, but I think it was like 5 40-meter sprints maybe. And anyways, I'm like, man, like, how am I so sore? And it's like, well, after kind of having this internal debate in my head and talking to Pat, it's like, well, I haven't really been doing that thing. And so, of course, it's going to be super uncomfortable. It's going to be very difficult to recover from because my body's not used to recovering from it. And realistically, if you want, I was thinking in my truck, what do I got to do to just be able to just blast out sprints at any point? Like, I just want to be capable of just like, if the situation demands, I can just blast out sprints and then just the next day be fine. Well, then if you want, and then like I came to the conclusion, if you want to be able to do that, then you have to do that regularly. And so obviously there's like kind of the work your way into it. It's not just like sprinting every single day. If sprinting is, going to put you out of commission for 2 days, then it's not like you can avoid doing it, because if you avoid doing it, then that's going to be the case. If anything, it's just going to get worse. You're probably going to get injured, or you might get whatever, right? And so the idea is, and this is something I was talking to Pat as well, because I'm the type of person where I'm like, dude, just tell me like the one thing I can do and I'll just do that every day. Like, I kept asking like questions like, if you only had like 15 minutes, what would you do? If you only had like, I think I started with 45 and I ended up like narrowing it down to like, okay, if you only had like 5 minutes, which would be the thing that you'd say that I should do every single day? And he's like, dude, variation. Like the thing is, there's not like a thing you can do every single day to get like the results that you're looking for. If the results you're looking for are like an actual improvement in your life, a lot of the times, if you're doing the same thing every single day, you're probably not going to make progress in your life a lot of the time. It depends on what it is, but I'm just saying in general. Like, if you want to be very fit and very capable, you've got to like have variety in your exercises. You have to do the explosive stuff like jumping and sprinting and all those types of things. And then you also have to do resistance training. You also have to stretch. You also have to do a little bit of endurance cardio. You have to, there's going to be a little bit of everything. And it's the same thing with, you want to run a successful business. You would think, well, I'm a carpenter. I do home renovations. So that means I'm doing like what, 15 hours of carpentry and renovating? No, it means sometimes you're doing it like paperwork. You're doing estimates. Sometimes you're doing demolition. Sometimes you're, meeting with a tile setter. Sometimes you're meeting with a homeowner. Sometimes you're going over what went really well. Sometimes you're going over what went really wrong. Sometimes you have a tough discussion with your customers. Sometimes it's with an employee. Sometimes, like every single, to be successful at anything or to achieve anything is going to take a variety of skills. It's going to take a variety of skill sets, and it's going to take, the planning. Because for me, the thing is as well is I'm one of those guys that's like all or nothing. Like, it's like I'm either planning every single meticulous thing, or I'm living completely off, like flying off the seat of my pants, or whatever they say. And it's like you have to have some sort of planned, a planned time to just flow, if that makes sense. Like a time to, and I don't even know really where I'm going with that, but it is something that, again, it comes down to, and I'm kind of all over the place right now, but it comes down to, a couple of different things that I'm trying to focus on. The first one is, there's not always just one answer. There's not just like a thing that you can do, like, I can just do this one thing every single day. A lot of the times it actually starts to, it just becomes overcoming multiple different challenges. And then the one constant if you're looking for the one constant, is the fact that you're going to have to react to new situations and new challenges and new stresses and new, things that are going to infuriate you, things that are going to make you sad, all of those different things. And that is the only constant, is that you're going to have to develop a skill to just encounter new challenges and new situations. And whether that be sprinting 40 meters at the track, or whether that be a tough conversation with the person that you married, or whatever it could be. And the other side of it, the flip side to that, the other side of that coin, is a lot of the times that happens on days where it's like an average boring day. You have like, I guess what I'm trying to say is the time to prepare for war is not like in the war. It's like before the war, right? And so when you have those slow, boring days, or an opportunity like, your friend cancels on a run with you, or, you had a plan to go and hang out with somebody, or, maybe you had work and it was canceled that day. A lot of us by default think more time to chill, more time to, this is time that I was already kind of committing to, not, I was going to go and do something I didn't want to do. Now that canceled. Now I'm going to do something I like doing. And now I'm going to do something that gives me instant gratification. Now I'm going to chill out, watch Netflix, eat a bunch of junk food, whatever it is. Like, that's a lot of the time where my brain goes by default. And a lot of the times, like, it's like a day like August 10th, or whatever it is, where it's just an average day. It's not like January 1st. It's not like your 30th or your 40th birthday when you're like, oh shit, I really got to get in shape. It's not New Year's Eve. It's not, whatever time it is to set goals and to work hard. It's fucking August 10th. It's August 10th. And these are the types of days where it's just a fucking random day. You look at the calendar. On some days it says like, oh, there's a holiday on this day. There's a full moon on this day. There's it's a new moon on this day. It's a civic holiday here. But August 10th, that's a blank day. It's just like a random day. But that is when those days, the random days, the boring days, the days where your work gets canceled, the days where your friends cancel on you, the days where you just have a few extra hours, those are the days that make the difference. Those are the days where you can go, oh, I've got 40 minutes right now. I can go for a 20-minute run, shower up, good to go. The more you think about it, the less time you have to actually get closer to who you'd like to be. And if you want to be, you want to think of yourself, or you want to have other people think of you, or whatever, as an Olympic athlete or whatever it is, you got to train like an Olympic athlete. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to whip out those skills, kung fu kick some motherfucker anytime I want. It's like, no, you got to practice those things. You got to be that guy. You got to do those things on the days where, most of the other people would phone it in or play video games or read, whatever. Probably not even play video games anymore. People probably just like fucking, I guess they just vaporize fucking dopamine at this point and watch Netflix. Or TikTok. They can't even sit down for a full movie anymore. It's just straight up like, TikTok brain. Everybody's cooked. So on that note, I think that's a beautiful place to wrap this up. Make your boring days the most productive days. Make those days count. Let them guide you into the person you'd like to be, the life you'd like to lead, the people you'd like to surround yourself with, and the places you'd like to do that in. The days where you think, fuck, work got canceled or the power's out or whatever, I'm just going to open up my phone and watch TikTok for 4 hours. Maybe before you do that, go for a half-hour run. Maybe just stretch your legs a bit. Go outside, touch the grass. Like, I don't know, whatever you have to do that's different than what you normally do. Try and deviate a little bit. Throw in some variation. Because what you're doing on a regular basis is the reason where you are, where you're at today, for the good reasons and the bad. And so if you can isolate the things that you can You can audit your life, or you can just try something new. Just try and make that organic change of like, yeah, I don't normally go for a walk at this time. I don't normally go to the gym at this time, but I was work was canceled, or my buddy canceled on me, or this family dinner was canceled, or whatever it could be. Make use of that opportunity. And on that note, I think that's a beautiful place to wrap this up. So I will catch you guys next Monday. Thank you very much for kicking it with me. If you enjoyed this episode, you think that it had some use for you, or you think someone needs to hear this message, share with a friend. Like, comment, and subscribe. Whatever platform you're on, you know how to use the algorithm to help your boy out. And so on that note, much love. Peace out. See you next Monday. Peace.